All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always, man, by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim HaKodash. Double is unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And real quick, I just wanted to give a testimony about an incident that I had this morning when I came from doing my job. I found a young Jake trying to break into my work truck. And when I saw it, man, I was kind of taken back and surprised by the boldness of this dude for doing this in broad daylight while people are walking their dogs in the morning. Now, he got out of his car, he walked to my truck, he looked inside, then he pulled the handle. Luckily, my door was locked. And so when I saw him, I kind of cracked a smile a little bit, because we always talking about locking our trucks and being aware at work, because you do have people who ride around and they target these work trucks, right? And so I kind of cracked a smile a little bit. And then I said, "Hey, man, you good?" He turned around, he saw me, dressed in all black. He had a black mask on. And then he said, oh no, man. Oh, my bad. And then before he got into his car, he said, "Black power, brother." And I'm like, "Bro, are you kidding me, bro?" So you was about to break into my truck, and then I called you out to stop you in your tracks. You saw it was a so-called black person. Then you said, oh, my bad, brother, black power, and then pulled off. You young jakes out there, man, who have this kick-a-dough spirit, okay? Going around, carjacking, breaking into people's houses, man. That's not a good profession. For one, you may run across somebody who has weapons and who will not spare your life, as I did, okay? That young brother should have said to me, "Hey, man, is your job hiring?" Because my job is hiring, okay? We're looking for more workers. That could have been his opportunity to ask, because I was just on the phone with my supervisor. I could have called my supervisor back, gave him his name. He would have did the application. He could have came in for an interview and possibly get a job. He was a young Jake, bro. I saw it on his face. He was a very young Jake who tried to break in my truck this morning, man. But instead, he tried to break in the truck, and then I caught him. Then he gonna say "Black Power, brother," and then he drove off. That lifestyle is not a good lifestyle to have, man. You Jakes out there, bro, you young Jakes in particular, you better get your damn job, man, and stop being so freaking lazy, okay? You Gen Z Jakes, all right? You Gen Z, Gen Alpha Jakes, you young guys, man, you better get your mind right, because living that lifestyle is going to lead ultimately unto your death, man. That is not wise, okay? Now, I got a scripture here in Proverbs. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, this NLT Bible, "My child, if sinners entice you, turn your back on them." Right? So if a group of blockhead, bonehead Jakes, right, these little young kick-a-dough Jakes who like to rob and steal, okay, it says turn your back on them, meaning don't follow them, man. Because as a young person in the world, right, when I was coming up as a teenager, I followed, all right, groups of blockhead niggas who was all about stealing and breaking in people's stuff, man. Okay? I was enticed by these dudes all my life, because this shit is all I knew. Following these niggas, bro. Stealing out the corner stores, stealing this, stealing people bikes, stealing radios, stealing this, you know, being enticed, being led by other idiots. All right? I didn't know no better. Nobody told me, hey, nah, brother, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. But even though in my spirit I felt it was off, it was wrong, but because of the peer pressure, right, of your friend group, you go ahead and you do the wickedness, bro. It says, they may say, come and join us. Let's hide and kill someone just for fun. Let's ambush the innocent. Let's swallow them alive like the grave. Let's swallow them whole like those who go down to the pit of death. Think of the great things we'll get. We'll fill our houses with all the stuff we take. Come, throw in your lot with us. We'll all share the loot. So in other words, let's go destroy somebody's life, breaking that house, breaking that car, breaking this, breaking that, and get all this stuff. We'll be balling, bro. We'll have so much stuff. But they're doing it, taking someone's life and then taking their goods, man. That's wickedness. It says, my child, don't go along with them. Meaning what? Don't follow that life, man. Going around stealing people's stuff, breaking in people's cars, bro. And then this dude did it in broad daylight. Everybody walking their dog. He just got out of his car and just tried to break in the truck, bro. What the hell is wrong with young Jake, man? But see, I cracked that smile because that used to be me, okay? But I never broke nobody's car before. But as far as being a thief, man, stealing, I cracked that smile because I'm like, that used to be you. But then again, I'm like, no, let me say something to the dude, whatever. But that's not right, bro. You young Jakes better get you a job, man. Because you're playing a very dangerous game when you steal somebody else's possessions, bro. Nigga will take your life. It says, stay far away from their paths. Don't rush to commit evil deeds. They hurry to commit murder. If a bird sees a trap being set, it knows to stay away. But these people set an ambush for themselves. They are trying to get themselves killed. Such is the fate of all who are greedy of money. It robs them of life. All you're doing is playing a dangerous game to get yourself unalive, Jake. Don't be out here stealing people's stuff, man. Get you a job, bro. And once again, that young Jake had an opportunity to ask me about a job. I could have called my supervisor, put him on. I've been working here for years, so they know that when I do bring them somebody, I'm trying to get them on. And so they're hiring. Okay, I called for plenty of Jakes before. Plenty of Jakes asked me about jobs. Give them the name, call the supervisor, they come to the interview, get the job, man. But young Jake got his stealing as if he ain't got no hope, you know? As if he ain't got no other way of surviving, man. And I get it, okay? I get it, Jake. I get it, but some of you niggas out here are just lazy, man. And don't want to do nothing for yourself, bro. So you turn to a life of crime and evil deeds. And some of you be, are successful at stealing stuff and whatnot, and you get greedy at it. But it's gonna cost you your life, man. Over a damn computer, bro. You playing a dangerous game, Jake. And so he was a little small little Jake, bro. I could have hurt that dude. I could have really hurted him if I wanted to. But there was no need. But the point being is, man, you young Jakes better quit that stuff, bro. Before you be slumped on side the road somewhere, man. You're playing a very dangerous game when you're out here stealing, bro. So I'm gonna close out with that, man. I pray it was edifying. Shalom.